Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on BeamNG Drive today taking a look at a track mod for the game. Road Atlanta has come to the world of Beam, and naturally, of all of the possible vehicles that I could take around the circuit, the FR17 Formula 1 car seems like a pretty damn good choice. Now, of course, this is a track that I have driven around many times on different games and know it fairly well. Whoa, as I say that, we get a very big twitch, and we've lost a wheel immediately. It's a good start. We broke the engine in its entirety. Your cold tyres on a Formula 1 car can be a little bit brutal. Right, we'll pretend that never happened. Yeah, I've driven this track plenty of times. It's really cool to see this make its way into Beam. There aren't that many kind of proper race circuits in the game. I think I drove around Lime Rock at some point a little while ago, but it's always nice to have another proper race circuit to drive around. Of course, in a car like this, you can go relatively fast when you stop slide. Please stop sliding. The trick with this is to be very, very gentle when it comes to the steering inputs. This car's got crazy levels of grip, so it can take a lot of corner speed. However, the front end can get a little bit carried away. It's in, get a little bit ahead of the rear end of the car, and you can get some big slides, and that's when you see yourself plummeting off towards the wall. We're up to 220 miles an hour. I don't really know where to break down here. In a Formula 1 car. We don't quite pull it up in time. I don't know Road Atlanta very well in a Formula 1 car. We can't quite break that. That's kind of the braking point I would use for a normal sort of B-class car on Forza. I mean, this has got far more in the way of stopping power than a B-class car. Will we flat out around the final turn? Yes, we will. We don't have the same fear of those tyre bundles on the outside of the course throwing your car back into the traffic as you get on Forza. I could definitely, or you could be braver with this car around that turn 1. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit more planted now. The tyres have had a chance to warm up. Flat out down the S's, not quite. Had a little bit of a confidence lift. Oh, we're gonna go and spin. Tyre bundles. Oh, I think we kind of got away. Surprisingly okay with that. I think we pull slightly. Yeah, we do pull slightly. Pull a little bit to the left. So we'll reset that. Yeah, it is. Easy. I say it's easy to make mistakes. All right, with a car like this, it doesn't take much to upset it, and despite this being, a proper racetrack, there is runoff areas, there are sand traps in some places. When you're going as fast as this car goes, you tend to still find a wall somewhere to clonk into. Oh, carefully does it through there. Like a track like this one, in terms of Beam, where half the fun is the spectacular crashes that come up, a race circuit is not going to produce the most spectacular. Simply because, well, it's designed not to have very big crashes around them. And if I was driving this in a more normal car, it would take a lot of effort, but you'd have to have a very big mistake to actually have a big crash. In a Formula 1 car, because of the crazy levels of speed, yeah, you can still get into large amounts of trouble. Let's brake a little bit earlier there. There's a little bit generator, whether it's the car or whether it's the bumps down there. It might actually be the front of the car bottoming out, because it is very hilly at that particular point. I'm still not quite brave. It's got the grip to get through. It's got the front end grip to get through that final corner flat out. It's whether the back of the car is going to stay planted as we go up over the crest. Yeah, I think there probably can be more speed taken there, but I'm a little bit wary of putting wheels on the dirt, wheels on the curbs, as you might just upset the car. Or you can also see the DRS. It's cool to have the DRS working on the back of this. It's kind of related to the level of speed, and if you end up at a certain sort of medium speed, high speed corners, you've got to have it flapping open and close as you do stuff. It's still nevertheless a cool thing. No, I'm going to do. Oh, ow, curbs are mean. Formula 1 car down. It's gonna go round. That apparently that is the corner that I do not like. You know what? I guess we're just gonna be okay to carry on like this. How fast can we get a three-wheel? Can we limp the Formula 1 car back to the pits? Oh, look, careful. It's almost it's almost as if we've got a puncher. We kind of would need the a little bit of the rim on there. Oh God, it's not happy. It's not happy. It's definitely not safe doing this. Can we break the speed limit? Can we get above 70 miles an hour with our three-wheeled Formula 1 car without losing control of the vehicle? Oh, there we go. We're up to 80. Can we crack 100? Oh, probably not. Something that's grumbly with the car. Not quite sure what. Oh, no. We're going to lose more of the front wing. Okay, got to be mindful. Got to be mindful of the curbs around here when you start sliding the Formula 1 car. It can occasionally steal your wheel. It's not necessarily what you want from a from a curb, but there we go. As far as track accuracy goes, I don't know. I've never been to Road Atlanta. From what I've from the many times I've driven this in games, it feels pretty good. It feels wider than perhaps I've experienced elsewhere, although that might also help by there being kind of a bit less in the way of scenery around some of these corners. Also, this particular part of the corner, or this particular part of the track, feels like there's a long way between the first part there and this second part. Yeah, otherwise the rest of it feels pretty damn spot on. It's instantly recognisable as Road Atlanta going around here. Instantly recognisable as Road Atlanta. But sure, I've got to try and get used to a different game's handling of physics when driving around this. Oh, please slow down. There we go. But yeah, it's God, still fighting with the back end of this car, trying to get to full throttle. It's really cool to have another proper racetrack. And what's even more impressive, but you can also now, of course, go and explore around the infield bits if you want. There's plenty of infield roads and so on to drive around. So if there's a gap in the crash barrier around the S's. Maybe not. There definitely is a way into the infield somewhere around here, because I got spat out of it at one point. Did have a quick test just to make sure that the map was working, and there we go, we found one of the infield roads. So you can use the short layout of the circuit if you want. Here we go, and now we can just go take the Formula 1 car through the various campsites. You can go driving around in here. Some interesting roads. No idea what the infield is like at Road Atlanta, so yeah, don't know about these roads, but yeah, you can go up to the various different spectating viewpoints. There's some dirt stuff over there that the Formula 1 car probably won't be liking. We're going to end up somewhere by the pit lane, I think, here, aren't we? Yes, if we head over here, I think we can get to the bridge. We can actually, for the first time in a game, I can get onto the bridge at Road Atlanta. Here we go, there it is. Haha, we have found the bridge. Oh, it's a little bit of a jump onto the bridge. We might have slightly crashed the Formula 1 car. Going backwards, it doesn't really slow down very well. I managed to avoid braking. Somehow, that has kept all of the wheels on and no significant damage was done in all of that. Not a good idea to leave the bridge backwards, but there we go. Very, very cool map to if you want to go sort of doing hot lapping and so on. I like the Road Atlanta circuit to start with, so yeah, very, very cool place to go and drive. It does come with some scenarios, and I'm going to go and take a look at those now. Of course, what good is a racetrack without somebody to race against? I have got a street-tuned Pizima going to be racing against the track version of the car. Theoretically, the AI will be better through the corners than me. I don't know whether he's going to have more straight-line speed in that car. Yeah, okay, so you have more straight-line speed than me, and his car should be better through the corners. But I am racing against an AI, and we know what they're like. Oh, we've both done a dumb thing. We're both doing a little bit of rallycross. Hey, don't mind me. We're fine. Nothing went wrong there. He does seem a little bit stuck. Dude, do you need a hand? Do you need a hand down there? We're coming, giving you some assistance. Somewhere over here. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Okay, shall we try again? Boop. Ow. Right, let's try again. Let's try with less falling off the road at turn 1. That is the downside of racing against the AIs in this game. They are not the most intelligent of beings, quite frankly, and they are liable to fall off. And I wonder if I'm further back, if that makes him drive more sensibly. Yeah, it's like when you get close to them, they push too hard. They push too hard and then they make mistakes. And, like, not even small mistakes, they make very, very big mistakes. Or maybe it was just a quirky AI for a first run. He is through the door, over the top of the hill. Can we make it down the S's without the AI car making a mistake? Shall we try and coax him round a lap, see if we can do... So I can get past him quite easily. It would not be too difficult to effect a pass. Oh, although I don't want to knock the brakes up through there, even in his what should be a superior car to mine. I guess we have got the long straight down the well, after the next couple of corners he will make some distance on me. We might actually have to try through the final couple of corners. Oh, careful, fair bit of understeer going on there. I think we've got second gear. I might have messed around too much. Oh, he's got lost. Haha. And the James May Award goes to... Oh, wrong gear, no. Yeah, so the AI kind of, if they slightly overdrive a corner, it gives him a bit of grief, essentially, having to try and deal with that. They don't quite know how to react. I have to say, up until that point, he wasn't doing too badly. He was not doing too badly at all. He's not got the bravery over here, although not sure I should have had the bravery over there, because that is a... The crest there for a lot of cars is not a problem whatsoever, but for some cars it can be a real pain in the arse. No, we've binned it in the sand. Go! Go, street car. We might end up losing this if we're not careful. Oh, it's actually going to be quite a close final corner now. We're going to have to be brave. We're going to have to be brave. Around the outside of the final turn. Can we do it? Oh, don't hit the wall. It's going to be really close. We can't. He's going to win that one. Ah, no. We lost. Bugger. Oh, he actually got some... I was expecting to be able to just clean go around the outside of him there. He got some pretty decent speed around that final corner. Probably the best I've seen... Oh, changed up too soon. Well done, mate. Probably the best I've seen them actually take quarter speed around this circuit. So he's got a pretty decent lead on me up towards turn 1. It's going to be made better by me not quite having as much grip as I was expecting. Don't drive this like a Formula 1 car. It does not handle like a Formula 1 car. Maybe it'd be a good idea to try and get back onto the track. There we go. Now we are definitely going to have to actually push through the next few corners and try and not make any more silly mistakes with this car. We'll run our wheel across the curb. There we go. We're fine. Haha. Oh, no, not haha. We've nearly lost the back end coming down the S's. We've been off the track a couple of times so far. We are right behind now. This is where he got confused. Will the AI get lost on a racetrack, or will it know where it's going? That's the all-important question here. That's a decent racing line. It tends to be a little bit cautious with the odd corner. Yeah, that seems to be the bit that it gets stuck on, unfortunately. Now, yeah, it might be partly because I'm so close behind it, it freaks them out. It makes them drive harder when they run a little too deep into the corner. Or it might just be that it's the one corner that it doesn't really like all that much. But yeah, there we go. You can race against the AI. Still need a little bit of work with those AI drivers. Oh, please slow down this time. Oh, there we go. We're fine. Unfortunately, when it comes to the HUD, when you're in the scenarios, you don't have your own custom HUD. I don't know whether it's based on what the scenarios or whether it's just a basic HUD, like whatever the scenario settings are. So we can't tell things like brake temperature and so on here. It's not a choice I made with the scenario. It just doesn't give me the information. There we go. That'll be the lap completed and a victory to me. Right, on to the next one. So, rather than a straight-up race, we have got next a overtaking challenge. There are 3 Moonhawks somewhere around the circuit. I can't even see any ahead of us here. We have got to try and catch them and pass them before the end of the lap. Don't know where they're going to be placed. Don't know how difficult it is going to be. Whether they're going to, like, all three of them are going to be clumped up, whether they're going to be spread out, we will find out, hopefully, fairly quickly. Sunburst, we've got, looks like a track version of the car. Certainly spitting plenty of flames. There's a mighty wing on the back. It's very, very green. It's actually pretty damn good to drive through these corners. Right, I found a Moonhawk. Annoyingly, I've caught him at one of the worst places on the track to try and get past a car. We'll squeeze past on the outside. I did see another one over there. Where is the leader of this particular challenge? This is perhaps, certainly for a little while until Beam's AIs get better, probably the better way of doing kind of racing challenges, because they aren't quite up to the wheel-to-wheel racing. You can time it, you can spread them out in such a way to make it a challenge. I think a little bit better than trying to do the straight up racing. Where is the leader? There's one more. Where the bloody hell are we going to have to do, like a do or dive move on the final corner? It looks like we probably will do, because there he is. Oh, please slow down, please slow down, please slow down, please slow down, please slow down. We're on the grass. Oh, we might not be able to make it. That was a very, very sketchy moment into that final chicane. Are we going to be able to throw it around the outside of all the corners? It is this final one that the AI were seeming to be pretty good at. Oh, we can squeeze past for victory. Oh. Thanks, AI. Just no attention was paid. Well, I say no attention was paid. He was very unhappy about the me winning that challenge. Oh, that's a big old chunk out of the front. Well, big old chunk out of the front wheel. Very, very broken front wheel. And a very, very very poorly sunburst. The Moonhawk is actually pretty good condition. I mean, it's got a bit of a dent. May well have a broken radiator. But I would say that's highly unsportsmanlike conduct. I definitely think some penalty points and a big fine are in order to the to the yellow Moonhawk in all of that. Though admittedly rather dangerous driving from me. I mean, we're both to blame a bit. Both to blame a bit in all of that. So, the final scenario I'm going to take a look at is not actually using the main Road Atlanta circuit. Instead, this is using one of the infield parts that or you can normally kind of explore around this bit normally, but for this particular scenario, we've actually got a whole bunch of like barrels and cones and so on to try and, well, to negotiate around, to race around. Don't quite know how this is all going to work, but I'm kind of curious to find out. Has me in a race covert going up against a SBR4. So again, where are we? Oh, we're going into here, right? So we loop into this part. We'll see where the AI car goes. Now, because we're kind of racing in, I guess, slightly different areas, tackling slightly different parts, perhaps the AI... Oh, that's very solid. Ow. Many ows. That's completely and utterly destroyed my car. So, we have learnt... I definitely broke my car. We have learnt, do not clip those barrels. So, unlike, you know, like autocross that I did on Forzas and so on, where you get time penalties and so on, I didn't know what was going to happen when I turned in a little bit too soon. The answer is just death. The answer is, you clip those barrels, they are incredibly solid, and your car will get a rather serious case of pain. So let's not do that one again. And this is my kind of course, I have to say. I like these sort of technical driving courses, which you've got to be very, very mindful of them. Easy to make mistakes, easy to get into trouble. Oh, that was very, very close to death. Now, from the looks of it, we can get away with driving through the cones. The cones don't seem to... God, I don't know if we're doing well or not in terms of time. The cones don't seem to have collisions particularly with those, so we can get away with that. I think we're going to probably lose this one at the moment. We'll have to see what I can do in terms of speed. Come on, little covert. Come on, little covert. You can do this. Where are we going? Oh, we got over this way. Oh, second gear, what we want, I think. Round what might be the final corner. Don't really know. Where is the SBR4? I think he's going to beat me here. Oh, it's going to be a run to the line. No! We crashed after crossing it. I think we lost. Oh, that was close. That was so close. That's a really good challenge. That's a very, very good challenge. I'm going again. We got to go. We've got to beat him. We've got, we've got to beat that car. I like the way that this is set up. I didn't know you could kind of do this style of race on Beam. I've not seen like this kind of head-to-head style of event used before. I didn't know you could kind of set up separate checkpoints for the AIs to run against. I hope we see more of this in the future. Kind of scenarios like this are very, very cool. Hell, you could have Race of Champions styled circuits and so on. And again, it helps alleviate some of the problems with the AIs perhaps not being so good in the actual wheel-to-wheel racing. By doing this and giving the AI perhaps car advantage and so on, you can again make competitive scenarios. There we go. Ooh, negotiate our way through these next corners. I think we are going a little bit quicker than last time. Oh, wheel on the grass. Got the back end of the covet upset. Oh, come on, make it through these next corners now. Speed, speed, speed. We need all of it because we know it's going to be a very, very close finish here as we round not quite the final corner. This will be the final corner up here. Don't clip the bollard. We're going to do it this time around. Woohoo! Still pretty close. Still pretty close. Yeah, that's a really, really cool scenario, that one. That might be one of my favourite scenarios I've come across on this game. Really, really well done. It's a great track. It's a really, really good mod, this one. The actual Road Atlanta circuit, if you want to do some time trialing, messing around with various cars and so on. It's a great circuit to begin with, very, very well made on this game. There's plenty of sort of little details with your infield areas, with the pit lane and so on. And while the actual physical wheel-to-wheel racing is limited by Beam's AI, when it comes to, certainly comes to this kind of thing is incredible. The overtaking, again, is pretty damn good. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Of course, I shall link all the mods used in the description, so you can download them, have a go with them yourself. I highly recommend this circuit and the FR17, of course. However, that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.